All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome. I'm so excited. I'm Joanna Turner, and I'm here with my beautiful former client, Joanne Holman. And she's very kindly agreed to be part of this interview because I just want you to know how awesome she is, what she's up to, and everything that's sort of happened during our time when we worked together because you had some amazing shifts, and I'm very excited. But first up, I'd love to just share what you do, what your website is. Just give us a little taster, and then we'll dive in.
Okay, so I'm Joanna, as Joanna has said, and I I have had an immense shift in the last 18 months, and a massive, massive amount of that is without you, Joanna. I'm not just saying this. I absolutely couldn't be where I am today, which is with a beautiful platform to inspire ladies called Inspiring Ladies, which we can obviously hopefully talk about. I've got a business that is due to launch in May because I took forward an idea, that a concept that was my children's invention, and I've actually gone ahead and had it made. This is somebody that suffered a lot from courage and kind of stepping forward and taking action. I was a big procrastinator, not anymore. And also I've written a book since working with you on the journey that you, actually it was during our journey that we were sharing, and just finished it obviously since we were working together. So I'm just an everyday mum, a mum of two children. I've got three, a blended family. I've got three stepchildren as well. So I just wanted family, freedom and happiness, Joanna, and that's what working with you has absolutely given me.
Oh, it just makes me so happy. I'm just like, I love it. And it's so, and you are walking your talk. You are literally inspiring ladies right this second with some of your story, right? Because I know it's not been easy for you. And um,
You
before we go
know.
another, like, can you just tell us your why? Like, tell me why you do what you do, and tell me, like, yeah.
So I was raised by a single mum, and we didn't have a dad around. I met my dad for the first time when I was 35 years, and so 35 years old. So a strong, independent lady that doesn't live the life that she deserves is my inspiration.
Mm.
Um, Now. I was sadly a single mum for a lot of my children's young years as well, and so I followed that pattern. But now I want to inspire ladies, so I was at work every single day on the corporate treadmill, and my dream is to inspire ladies to create a business as I have that can allow you to be with your family, it can allow you freedom, and you can get your happiness. Because although I had wonderful jobs, always amazing people, amazing career, it wasn't my happiness. And so my mum has been my inspiration. My children are my drivers emotionally, because creating something that they personally have invented is going to be the most proudest moment when that's launched in May. But I think just the stories, and this is where you were so incredible, because what I was looking at thinking it's this, Joanna comes in with something completely different, and I find out it's that. So it was just kind of, yeah. So the person that joined the course is absolutely not the person. After all my time with you, the one-to-one, and also all the other abundance things we looked at, I have come out a different person. Courage is still something I battle with. Being on this is, a little daunting for me, but my inspiration is now to get everybody just to step forward, and whatever you want to do, I want to help people, encourage them to do it.
I love it. And you're walking your talk. And so thank you for being courageous and being here. Because I know so many people struggle with that. And I did massively struggle with it as well myself. Um, so before we started working together, tell me why did you come to me? What was going on in your life? Where were you at? What prompted you to come work with me in the first place?
I'm glad to have found you. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how the universe works, but you just came. You were the only person that stood out. I found you on Instagram actually, and
Right?
you
I
just
remember.
and you were so powerful. And what I where I was, to answer your question, was I was very lost. Lost as an individual, lost as a 45-year-old woman as I was then. And when I say lost, I just didn't know myself. So if I had been lost, what do you like to do? You know, what's your dream? What's your goals? What's your ambition? And, you know, what do you even want? I had absolutely no idea. And through the journey with you and a lot of kind of activity, I love to self-develop, and I focus a lot of time on making me a better person. I do a lot of study. It kind of helped me on that journey. But when I say I was lost, I literally did not know myself. And that was something that, you know, I know I've got drive and ambition. I know I've got a power inside of me. And it was just having somebody like you kind of, I work well with having somebody hold my hand. And I don't mean that because you're very strong. And you know, you made me cry a lot of times, Joanna, but what I needed was somebody
I
that
know.
could guide me
For your
through
own
the
good.
process. Yeah. I needed somebody to help me through the process, somebody that was
Yeah.
pushing me forward and helping me to kind of do what I wanted to do. You know, I wanted my own business, and I needed to be ready to do that.
I'm just curious. I'm curious because I don't know if I've asked you that. I probably knew back at the time, but I don't have my original notes. But when when you say you'd done a lot of self study, had you done much inner work before, or like
No.
worked with anybody one on one?
No,
No.
no. This was the difference that for me was the stepping stone, and the massive game changer and the life-changing moment for me, because I've always read books, and that was the thing. You kind of sent here, have this, do this, and you've got all these different influences trying to get you to do something different. And I'd never addressed the issues that were in my core. I didn't understand the things that I brought with me from my childhood with my mum, my money blocks, my limiting beliefs, and even with you, going back before that, you know, I'd never even contemplated, I didn't understand that that was a possibility even. So
Mm.
I've never looked at the inside of me and tried to kind of unravel and untie, and as you did so painfully, unlock me from relationships that I didn't even know I was still, you know, you were like, I don't know if you'll remember this, but you said to me, we're going to cut some cords and we're just going to do this work together. And I was like, there's no attachment to my past relationships. And you're like, really? I see a very big chord, and honestly, that you know, it was just insightful, because what you think you've let go of, what you don't think you're carrying with you, somehow you know that that's not true, and you get to
Mm.
the cause of so many things that were holding you back.
I think that was one of the pivotal moments in our entire coaching like program package together was that realization, and that then led to a whole bunch of things falling into place, right? Like that one piece that we you couldn't see, and then we got it. Before we dive into that piece, I just want to like rewind the clock for a second. So you were feeling lost. What else was happening in terms of life, business, relationships? So anything else you want to share about like how you were feeling, or like what was the actual situation going on?
So before you, I didn't have good relationships. I didn't have good financial results. So I worked hard but never got the reward that I possibly should have, could have, did deserve.
Mm.
Kind of my two, I had all the qualities to make things happen, but it wasn't, I would say the two things that were my downfall, that I've carried through my life, that were my challenges, were relationship and money.
Mm.
And two things that you really kind of helped me. And I'm getting married this year, Joanna. You know,
How
I
did
could,
I not? Oh my gosh.
on the 19th of May, I couldn't bring myself to marry, because in my head I had all these things going on, and all my past and all the things that didn't work out, that you've given Adam his dream, you know, and
Mm.
he's forever grateful for that.
Oh my god, I've got full body goosebumps and I'm about to cry. Like seriously, oh my god.
But
I
I'm
oh
with
my
you, because
god.
it was something I really struggled with. It was something that was really difficult for me. I was raised by a mum that doesn't like men, you know, she doesn't like men. And without you, I would never have known that, I would have kept being married and divorced because I just couldn't work out what was wrong. But that's what I'm saying. You detach all of those things, and it is a very painful process. Actually, although I may have been lost, I wasn't crying every time I spoke to somebody. When I was with you, it just felt like I was crying the whole time, as we are now.
But oh gosh, but like I know, sometimes I joke that if I'd known what I was in for, I would never have started, because I've had to feel emotions and I've had to cry and I've had to release stuff in my journey. And obviously and before I started this, I was like, and it was, it just wasn't great. And like, to be able to access an emotion and feel that is so powerful, actually. And there's power in the emotion and in the vulnerability and being able to feel, and that's what unlocks it all. And it's not like you cry every day forever, but it's like there is a bit of a process, right? But it's like, is that bit of uncomfortableness worth like the outcome, and compared to where you were at, like it just, to me, it's like a no-brainer. Like
Yeah, and that's where my emotion lies, because for whatever reason you came forward, and I'm really grateful you did. I could have been sitting here and would have been sitting here a very different person. And that's why after I had some success in September with something, I had to let you know, because I know where it came from. I know who helped me with that, and that's you. And I will be forever
grateful.
grateful.
Tears that on the phone then as well. I was like, oh.
I did. But you are on my vision board here in my office, Joanna, and you will be there forever, because you really have made a difference.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, your story about, I'm just going to take that for a second. But I would love for you to share about Dumfritter, because it's super different, super exciting. Like, you have an online business inspiring ladies on one side, but you also have this incredible product that not that many people, nobody's ever heard of it, because you guys and your children invented it. So can you tell us a bit about that? Where were you with that process at the beginning, and like where you are now? So it just blows my mind. I was like, and it's super cute. So tell us and show us.
Again, and I have some children, Joanna, have some children. Anyway, moving on, sorry. No. I don't know how much the thing is, again, in this business, there were struggles. I just couldn't I had these struggles, these barriers, these constant blocks that I didn't know how to get over, and I didn't know if I had the confidence or courage or energy to get over. And before you, again, I would be kind of like, oh, I can't do it, it's not going to work, and it's a kind of a give up approach. And I've come out, through that fight, through just 13 months. If I can show you, I don't know.
Yeah, please. No, I want you to show us. It's so cute.
This is just one. This is our zebra. So this is Dumfritter that Joanne's been referencing. So this was an invention, an idea that my children mentioned, my son actually, about 9 years ago. And that shows how long I've held on to that thought. And he's like, why does she have to have that mat, basically a dummy and a comforter? Why doesn't she have one?
Can you show us again? So it's really like, so in the US, they call them, what do they call them again? Pacifier.
Let me see there. Yeah, and in the UK, it's a dummy, which is why it's Dumfritter. It's a dummy and a comforter. So this is a beautiful textiled kind of comforter. So they've got everything that they want.
So it's basically just not falling on the ground every 2 minutes because it's in their mouth.
Exactly, and the characterization also, because one of the things about going into kind of the detail of the product, one of the things that when I was a mummy that the baby doesn't want to do is let go of their dummy. And again, this is making this detachable. It's a part of growing up that we're going to let the kind of soother go. We've still got your comforter, so something that was there from the start. And also what I have done now is created, we've got dressing gowns, swimming towels, with the same attachments, so they grow into the brand as well, and don't just kind of get stuck with the one thing. But it was an idea it
Can the
was just
swimming towels have ears? I'm obsessed with kiddie things with ears and tails. Like,
absolutely. They're going to have kind of the hoodies, and then they're going to have the comforter strap here, the webbing on the
oh,
towels. Their soother is also then on their swimming towel, because the first thing they want to do is be wrapped up and have comfort after they come out of the water. So
oh, love it.
I took my son's idea, and I've made a business. I've made what will be a multi-million-pound business, and I'm really excited. And pre you, Joanna, I would never have been able to say that comfortably, because I would have been doubting myself in my words. But I will declare this: it will be a multi-million-pound business. It already has got substantial orders behind it before we've even got the product here. So this was a dream. It was just a thought. It took a lot of action. It has taken a lot of work, but what I wanted to say, which is most important, every struggle I had, so I had been working on this 3 years before I met you, trying to make this happen. And only in September, when we just finished our work together, which is why I wanted to call you, I went to a trade show to test the product and met somebody else, and the whole journey changed, and basically changed manufacturing. And 3 months now, I have everything that took 3 years and wasn't going anywhere before. So I'm
Wow.
so happy. The journey, I guess you believe in this too. If it's meant to be, it will flow and be really nice and easy for you, and that is happening every day, nice and easy for me.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Like, you guys that was our big goal when we were working together. Was you were going from, it's not all coming together, stuff wasn't like the prototypes and all this kind of stuff weren't potentially going to get to the venue at the right time. You needed some funds to raise to get it all together so as you could meet this big goal of basically get me to the trade show. And that was kind of that was our goal really for our work together, was get you from no prototype, not enough money to pull together to get it together. And
Exactly.
and then we got you there, and you actually had somebody offer to purchase your entire business, like at the trade show, which was just
Number 2 in the world, which was just
incredible.
amazing.
But like,
Do
we
you
had
remember
some,
£50,000? Because you were like, how much money do you need? And you just made me focus on that, because one of the things, again, that I don't know if you'll recall this, I didn't realize that I had this limiting, you called it an upper and a lower limit at the
yeah,
time. And I was happy on 0 as long as I didn't go overdrawn. And you're like, how are you building a business on this?
yeah.
I was like, I don't know. But I didn't know it was there. It was back to, again, just not knowing all of these
Right.
things
Because
magically.
consciously we're not walking around thinking, oh, I want to build my business with none of that, but it's the subconscious stuff that's going on. And I just remember you'd message me and be like, oh my gosh, I just landed like a 1-day job and made, I can't even remember how much it was, but there was a bunch of money came in exactly when you needed it. Then an insurance claim came through exactly when you needed it. And it was just like, there was just one thing after another, and you got to the trade show, the stuff turned up on time, right? And
The day before, it was tight, but it happened. But you are right with the money, because there was 7,000 from insurance. There was a maintenance payment from my ex. I don't know if I should be saying this now. He was so tight, never gave me a penny. He paid everything for the year up front. Now that is my miracle.
that was a miracle. That's what I was hinted earlier, like, and letting go of that thing unleashed. That was the pivotal moment. That's what I was talking about. Let's face it. That's what I
then
was
it
talking
comes
about.
the money. So you cut the ties, in comes the money, and it's been fine ever since. It's been the same.
Mm,
But it was just
oh,
money did start arriving, and nice sums of money to give me what I needed for the show, and really made
right.
it.
Oh, like, I just love it. Like, we could go on. Like, I
There's so
like
many
that.
things.
That was a situation that you couldn't with your ex, was we couldn't see a solution. Like, consciously, there was no solution to the problem with that. And what I love that we did is, like, we let go of all the things, and the outcome, like, literally just dropped in. And
Totally.
like the perfect outcome that we couldn't have fathomed or thought up given the situation and the details. And that,
Yeah.
again, it just blew my mind. I was like, we have no idea what the universe is capable of for us, right? Like, it was just that
And
moment. I was just
that
like,
is absolutely the one. It is the one,
What?
because I fought and fought and fought and fought with him for all of Harrison's life. So that is, there is no way that could have been written, or that absolutely was miraculous, because it has
Right?
been a battle. And then suddenly, when I sat there, can you imagine my face when I'm sitting in front of him? He's like, "How about I just pay all the maintenance up front till Harrison's 18?" I'm like, "Sorry."
Okay. Like,
Yes,
all
you
right.
can.
I mean, it was just amazing. I like that's yeah, that and it was just you'd message me just every couple of days and be like, you'll never guess what's happened this time. And I'm like, what the heck? So this stuff, I mean, it blows my mind how powerful it is. And um yeah, I'm just so incredibly grateful that the universe brought us together, because that
Mm.
those situations which are massive stressors in your life have disappeared. Like that whole stress is gone. Like how just I mean, it just blows me away, right? Like it just had this hold on you, and it just doesn't have that anymore, which just makes me so happy, like so happy.
And me too.
Um
And I'm grateful to have found you at 45, because the rest of the time I was going through the same old cycles, the same old patterns. And,
oh,
I absolutely can fundamentally say, categorically say, you broke those cycles. You broke. And, every day
you
I'm
you did it, my dear. You did it. But I just held a little space, right? But you had to also be ready, right? Like it's a combination of things, right? Like I can hold space, do my thing. You had to be ready. You had to go there. You had to sit in it sometimes when I'm just like, come on, right? And yeah, I'm just so proud. A couple other things. I was just remembering. Um, it was about we also got your intuition online, right? Like that was a big part of this, right? Was to trust yourself, and you're
yeah.
and trusting those intuitive nudges. Like for me, over everything, like that also can like carry you forward, right? In just the
Yeah, and
most
that's
beautiful
something
way.
I had lost. It was really beautiful to find that and to find you, because I always felt as a child I had extremely strong intuition. And my mum would always think I had quite incredible powers, because I would just know things were going to happen. And I lost it, or seemingly, I don't know what happened, but I just didn't have that same capability anymore. But you just, well, literally, there was no flat screen on my phone. It was like, I'm here. I'm ready for you. Are you ready? I'm ready. And you were jumping out. You were the only person of all the people on the net. I was
Oh.
meant to meet you. I was absolutely meant to
Mm, I
well,
know it
what I
just happens. I
and
love
I
it.
did
I love
the
it.
money, and I didn't have the money, and that's really important to mention that, because I've said about the struggles that I was going
Oh
through,
yeah.
but I took that, it was something that with you, I just wanted to find that money. And again, it was that investment that it just suddenly, it kind of happened, and I got the money back anyway. So by that investment, it was just me having to break through again. Oh, I can't do it because I was carrying this because of the money. And
Mm,
I needed to get past that. And I'm so glad I did, because that would have been the only thing that would have stopped me, because everything else felt right. But I had that little blocker. But obviously, that's
yeah.
what we were going to be working through on the program anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And so many people, like I was even just on a call with somebody earlier, and she's in the same place. She's just like, like I can see that it could help, but just not like can't quite join that first dot. And it's like that first step, when you take that first step, and like it all sort of starts unraveling and falling into place.
I
Um,
hope she made the right decision. I hope she made the right decision, because
we'll soon see. I don't know yet.
otherwise
Um,
I'm personally going to message her, because she's going to make a huge mistake.
just get on it, girl. No, okay. I'll send her this and be like, hey, we talked about you. Um, but just as a piece of the puzzle, like, can you just tell us a few of the things like that you achieved? Hint, hint, your book, and you've put up an online program, and like, just tell us of like a few of those things that you've achieved, because I think other as well, people can't wrap their heads around how quickly things can start moving when you're in alignment, right? Like you have like you blow me away, but like what you've managed to create and do, um and it wasn't long. We only started working together in June, I think it was. Was it June, July? Like last year. Like, so it's not and so that at this moment in time is like, I don't know, 6-7 months ago. Yeah, what you've achieved is just phenomenal.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited. And a wonderful place. And so I've got Dumfter, which we've mentioned. Inspiring Ladies is a platform that I've created because it was really my mum and my journey of being a single mum. It isn't only aimed at mums. It's just about ladies and encouraging them to step forward. And you can have and be and do whatever you want, but you've just you need some help along the way, which I surrendered to. But actually anything is possible. So I've created a coaching program which is called 7 Steps to Clarity, and that's solely to be 7 simple steps to kind of take you from where you are now to give you a beautiful crystal clear vision of where you want to go, so you can really try it, because so many people are confused and pulled and conflicted and not knowing where they are, and they might have an idea but not know what to do with it. They may not actually know at all what they want to do, and I just want to help ladies sort that out and get on with their life and find their happiness as I did. So that's an online program, but also in our journey, because I was doing so
Which
much.
you've got set up and you've started selling as well, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly. It's set and it's now, and so that's already selling. I can do one-to-one coaching in that program, or equally is just an online 7 steps that they can download and start today, which is amazing, because I just, knowing now what I know I have a lot to share of, actually, you can do it. You absolutely can do it. And I just want to get everybody kind of stepping forward and following their dreams, really, because I spent 45 years living everyone else's, and now I'm creating mine, which is
yay. And then, sorry, I cut you off. Carry on.
Super tears. And on the journey, because I discovered so much about myself. I met some amazing people, Joanna, along the way, that were really fundamental in my growth and my journey. And I couldn't have these things, and I wouldn't. It's not even I couldn't. I wouldn't have these things without that. And so I wrote a book called The Price I Paid to Be Me as well. So, and the price I paid to be me was about, it isn't my story, because I don't want to tell everyone my story. It's actually my journey, and how the money I spent, the time I lost in my life, the price I paid basically to be me. So what I've done is all of my journey, the people I met, the help that I had from you, from my self-discovery. I did my discovery days, where I went you each week, everything
that
that
was
I
brilliant.
so
Can
nice.
you share what they are? Like, are you open to share what they are? Because I remember when you told me, I was like, that's brilliant.
I do it all the time. Every week still I have discovery day time in my diary, and it might only be a couple of hours, it might be half day, it might be a full. Every single week I still do that, because I found so much going back to the insides, listening to myself. I found so much of Joanne, which was so nice. The book is about all the exercises, my inspirational people, my inspirational reads, my inspirational activities, and therefore for what might be, I'm looking to get it published in June, but what might be, I don't know, £14. For £14, somebody can take my year journey and hopefully find their way and get moving forward. So that's why I was doing.
Yes. I mean, you're just such a powerhouse. I absolutely love it. And I love you as well. And you were just an absolute joy to work with, because even though through the stuff, you were just like, you are taking action, you were doing that stuff and moving the beautiful Dumbfitter business forward and like launching that. And it's just, I'm so, so blown away. Like, and just really, yeah, just so happy, and just how it's affected not just that one business that we managed to get to the trade show and launched, but you've got this other course up and running, you've got your book, your relationships are doing amazing, you're getting married. Like, I'm just like, I'm just so, I couldn't be happier for you, honestly. Like, I know, well up again, and I couldn't think of a nicer person for it to all happen to.
So nice to catch up with you, because for me, I love that connection, to keep people informed, and you know, for me to be able to share with you where I am and what's happened since, you know, it hasn't gone away. The journey's continued. You know, I follow you around the world, which makes me very envious. And that's the only thing I'm missing is lots of travel right now. But no, it really, my life has changed. It genuinely has changed, and that's not just saying that. My people around me, my family can feel and see that too, and it's, you know, that was something very important to me. My happiness is definitely back.
Oh, you're just shining, and I'm so happy for you. And I just, yeah, and the thing for me as well is I sometimes see the start of the story, but I don't get to see the end. It's like, remember starting a really good movie and being emotionally involved in it, and then, although I know I shouldn't be, but I still I feel it. And then it's like, and some people, you know, they will just disappear, and some people, who knows what, like, most people are still, but you know, from the old days, a few people have sort of disappeared from offline. And so I just love, like, being able to catch up and find out what's happening in the journey. And I know now I have this gorgeous little nephew, and I'm going to be sending him some Dumfritter things as soon as they're available for sale. So you need to tell me anything with ears. I'm all in.
It is noted. Noted.
And his name is Rory, so I'll be ordering the lion version, I'm sure.
Cute.
I know, he's really cute. He's in this squishy. Just, I can't wait. I'm coming home in the summer just to get some squishes. But yeah, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to do this. I know you're a very busy lady, but I'm just I'm just really grateful that you were able to share and also inspire some ladies, hopefully, to go for their dreams and their passions. And you know, that was one idea. I mean, who goes and, like, has a product developed, you know, goes through all of that, all the legal stuff, the funding, you know, having it developed in China. You've flown back and forwards to China to get this thing.
That's what's so miraculous.
But you know, people, like, would have an idea to do that and be like, oh, genius idea, but to actually follow through and have, like, tens of thousands of orders, pre-orders, from their very first trade show, I just, like, I'm like, of course you did, right? So just acknowledge yourself for a second, because it's not, like, not every day people do that, right? Like, people do awesome things, but, like, just so cool, and to be, you know, sharing it with other people. So I just really appreciate you, and thank you for that, because people are going to need to read that book, and they are going to need to do your program, and that's it, right?
I'm so grateful, Joanna. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thank you, my dear.
Life-changing. You are absolutely life-changing.
Oh, just so much love. Thank you.
Thank you.